Alright, I am back with another Destiny 2 video, and I was out of town for a while. I was talking about Xbox a little bit, and now I'm back to talk about Guardian games since we're about a week into it, so I figured I'd give it at least some bit of analysis here. Thought I was going to be cool and be best in tower, which I am not, so I do not get the cool glow. Screw that guy. I do have my little badges on my shoulder here, so I have gone, quote-unquote, gone platinum, I don't have any medals, for the duration of this week, which means getting platinum scores in the Nightfall version of Guardian games and the new, what is it, Supremacy, right? Is it? Do I have that right? Supremacy, yeah, it's Supremacy, okay. So this is actually kind of mostly similar to last year. We had this whole thing with the little stands, with the little platforms, we have the banners going up and down. Obviously, Titans are going to win this. I think everyone is trying to honor Lance Reddick's Zavala. Before you say anything, yes, I know that Lance Reddick actually mained Warlock. He did have a Titan, but he mained Warlock. I don't know if most of the population knows that, and I think they just, you know, kind of obviously associate Titans with Zavala, and everyone is doing this to try and honor both Lance and his character. So I wouldn't get too twisted up over that, and I really do not expect anyone but Titans to win. There have been some error messages floating around that the Warlocks have won, Hunters have won. There's always something screwed up with this. I don't think that means it's actually rigged. I think there's just a bunch of errors that are messing things up. Where's the trophy now? I thought, wasn't the trophy here? Did they take it away until the thing is over? Maybe they did. I don't think that, I wouldn't read anything into that, really. I don't think that's such a big deal. In terms of how it's going this year, Eva is doing her usual thing. I figured I'd just kind of go through all aspects of this. This time around, we have, I don't have that shader yet. I gotta deposit more medals, but there is a free shader, there is a free sparrow you can earn, and then there's, you know, Ascendant Shard, Ascendant Alloy at the end of this, plus a title if you do all the things. I don't know if I'm going to bother doing everything. I don't really have time with all the other games I have to play, so I'm doing kind of minimal grinding on this. Once again, we have an upgraded event card you can buy, which unfortunately actually has a good shader this time. So I may end up having to buy this. It's a good shader. And also in Eververse, there was some good Eververse stuff this time around. I did, as you can see, already buy this armor set. You've probably seen the ones across the other classes too, but I very much like how Guardian Games armor has progressed. They make it at least somewhat more shadable than it used to be, and I feel like we're almost getting into essentially like Sparrow racing armor. Like it's very slim, it's very sleek, athletic looking. I love the Titan headphones here. That's a good idea. So yeah, not all of it shades, but a lot of it. This one, I can't get over this little crotch towel. You don't have to use that, but I just have it on because it's funny. Probably the best thing in this entire store is the give him the chair finisher, which not only are you smacking someone with a chair, which at baseline is very funny, the physics of this allow you to like launch enemies just like into oblivion, like unlike many other finishers. So you just like smack them into you can't see that here, but like in the actual game you would be smacking them to infinity and beyond, which is very funny. In terms of actual loot, actual gameplay, so the main draw this time around is the Taraxipos, which is a Greek ghost that spooked horses in the horse arena back then when there were horse races. I don't know where they find this stuff, but that I looked it up and that's what it is. This is a hung jury reskin, but it is a different RPM and a different frame. It's lightweight, not precision. What is hung jury? 180. So it's a little snappier. It has certainly different perks. This is the curated role they give you just to start with. So Zen Moment, you know, all of these. This is good for PvP. This is good for PvE. And the way this works is kind of like last time, where as you get further up these platforms, you will start getting multiple versions of it, and then once you get up here, you get masterwork versions, some of which will have 3 perks, and then the final one I think has 4 perks. in every slot, and that's true on both sides. And then in addition to that, you can get more just by turning in, I think, gold and platinum medals will have a higher chance of getting you them. And also, we still have the title. I have this four-pronged one, which is perpetual repulsor brace. This can now roll repulsor brace for the first time, so that is a pretty big deal. That's a very, very, very good void perk, especially with recent buffs. I don't love aggressive frame SMGs, generally speaking, outside of like the Aquilos, for PvE at least. And I know you can kit this out to be like kind of akin to Avoid Immortal, the famous Strand SMG that's dominating Crucible, albeit it's not as good, it doesn't have as good base stats and everything. But this is kind of the other perk, but I think the Scout is more interesting. I don't have any of the roles I actually want on this yet. It has a lot of good perks, but what I'm really looking for is I want Outlaw Hatchling, and then I want Gutshot Straight Explosive Rounds. Those are the main ones I want. Hatchling, obviously, because Hatchling goes with all Strand builds, especially Warlock, and there's going to be ways to, I think, generate Threadlings on some other classes later on. I think, did I miss? I can't remember. But the idea is that for the Gutshot Straight Explosive one, that increases body shot damage by a total of like 37% or something, which is pretty wild. So I really want to try that combo out, but I don't have that yet. I do have a lot of these that I've stored, and I will not keep all of them, but for the time being, I have a bunch stashed away here. So this is probably my best hatchling one right now. Fourth time hatchling. Those perks don't really go together. Moving target hatchling, okay. This one, what is this one? Are we back to things not loading in the tower? Is that, all right, well, I can see Zen Moment, Keep Away. That was a purely PvP roll I had. Outlaw, Kill Clip. I don't think I need that considering the one I already have. Why are these not loading anymore? Outlaw, Encore. Oh, man. Zen Moment, Encore. I swear that some of these have multiple perks, but I don't know why it's not letting me see them. I thought we fixed that problem. So I'm still going for those. The best way to get them is obviously just to do your platinums on both sides every week. Is just grinding out medals is a little exhausting. So like I think probably the easiest platinum to get is I should actually check. No, it hasn't changed yet. The Lost Sector one, because if you run Lost Sectors, depending on what it is for the day, you can finish those in a couple of minutes, kill a lot of champions here, and progress these. I think that is, unless you're already like running a raid or something, or playing trials or whatever the other ones are. What are the other ones? There's some of them give you gold medals, and the harder ones give you platinum. So, like I think this is legendary seasonal activities. Actually, those are pretty easy. Neptune things, I'm assuming this is like Terminal Overload, Raids, and Nightfalls, and Trials, and that's a gold one. So I haven't tried all these out yet, but the Lost Sector one feels like it's going to be pretty easy. You can only hold one of these at a time for PvE or PvP. I guess Gambit is considered PvP. These ones don't really give you anything except XP. The additional ones give you Bright Dust. I've spent all of my Bright Dust. I spent 18,000 Bright Dust on getting all the armor sets. I usually just hold on to those for the actual holiday events, because I know that those will automatically be sold for Bright Dust instead of waiting around week to week for the store to sell the different, they stopped doing it, the different pieces of the other armor set, which I haven't bought it yet this season, but I always do. So I'm not going to escape that one there. Where's this one? I haven't bought this yet, but it's cool, and I'm going to buy it on all three classes, because I always do. Probably the best thing about this new event system is that, like they did last time, you get dramatically increased XP from activities. I think finishing a competitive Nightfall, or whatever it's called, what is that called? Yeah, competitive playlist Nightfall, gives you 90% progression on a weapon. I think the other ones give you, or a normal activity will give you 40%. All of that is increased pretty dramatically from what it normally is. So if you have weapons that you want to level up, I have a good majority of all the ones I care about at 20 already, but there's some, some lingering ones. This is definitely the time to level up weapons and to grind those out, because it's like I don't know, a 2 or 3x multiplier at least on at least activity completions. In terms of actual activities, how are those? So on the PvP side, we have Supremacy, which is running around picking up crests, where you can pick up your teammates' crests to save them, or you can kill enemies and pick up their crests for more points. The big thing about this is that it has connection-based matchmaking, as opposed to skill-based matchmaking, which a lot of high-profile PvP players have been complaining about. And now, subsequently, a lot of high-profile PvP players are saying they love CBMM and are having the best time in Crucible they have ever had. Has this come at the expense of our lower-tier Crucible players, myself included? Not really. Not from what I've experienced. Honestly, I think I only played like 5 or 6 games, and I think I won 4 or 5 of those games. Not that I was top fragging or anything, but it didn't seem to be like any sort of, horrific, like I'm getting stomped by all these people that I'm not matched properly with. All the games were either I won pretty handily or they were pretty close. I think my 1 or 2 losses were really close. So that's anecdotal. I don't know about the larger system, but that seemed pretty fine. I think Supremacy is a fine mode. I think it's good that they have both PvP and PvE aspects of this. I don't know if every event is going to do that, but I think it's a good idea. I think it, in the effort to throw a bone to PvP once in a while, I think it's good to split events like that if possible. And if literally all that means is creating a separate playlist that gives you, medals and rewards for that event for one specific mode and turning connection-based matchmaking on, sure, do that for every event. Who cares? On this side, this is essentially just run strikes with Guardian Games medal scoring on, which is fine. Like, you get different... Is it under here? Guardian Games. Yeah, okay. So you get different awards, and these give you points for strike scoring based on different things you're doing. They will give you, without dying, defeat 30 combatants with, long-range weapons or something like that. And then the harder they are, the more points they will give you at the end. And there are certain thresholds to cross, like, silver, gold, platinum, once you get a certain score. What I have found for this is the best way to get the highest score is to just equip a machine gun, probably avoid machine gun, probably commemoration, and use it essentially as a primary, because heavy sprees are worth a lot of points, and you'll be getting heavy sprees essentially every few seconds, given how often machine guns can kill things. And of course, with both ammo finders and the seasonal, I don't think I have it on right now, but the seasonal Bricks from Beyond perk, your kills with your machine gun will in fact create more heavy ammo for your machine gun if it is a void machine gun. And again, the most common one is commemoration, but also retrofit escapade is another popular one that people use too. So if you just running around killing pretty much everything I could with a machine gun, and then once I ran out of ammo using other stuff, that was a pretty easy way to get all the points I needed for platinum on the Nightfall. The Nightfall gives solid rewards. It is this week. It's what is it called? The new Neomuna one, whose name is Hypernet Current. Yes. This isn't a terrible Nightfall, especially because your maximum effective level 1765. I don't know how far under you are for this. 10? I think you're 10 under, because the enemies aren't swords, so you're not 15 under. And I don't know if you can over delta for this. I don't know. It's not very hard, is the point. And then this strike has a few tricks that you might want to know, where one thing is that if you, right before the Sparrow part, where it's another thing where you zap a bunch of portals on the ground floor with the little arc thing. No, it's a weekly mission. With the little arc thing, if you take one up with you, and right before the Sparrow part starts, if you shoot one of the aerial portals, it will despawn all of the aerial portals for the entire Sparrow section and make it just a million times easier, because I freaking hate those little portal things going through that part, and I always die. The second thing is that the boss is still coded as a red bar for some reason. So our good friend Fighting Lion here is doing 200,000 damage a shot to the boss. what I'm realizing is that that's actually not a great thing because you want to kill all the ads because you want to drive up the score. So I would advise keeping your Void Machine Gun on, killing all the ads you can with it, and then switching over to Fighting Lion when you want to actually do boss DPS, and then saving all your heavy ammo just for killing all the ads you see, and that'll maximize your score. Again, I think it's pretty easy to get platinums if you just follow those simple steps. I don't know if this is the most engaging activity. Like, it's fine. It's just strikes with like some minor scoring changes, but you know, it's better than nothing. And I think it's double rewards Nightfall too, so it's like kind of profitable to do it. In any case, wait, what happens if you do this? Wait, what did that do? Why did I get that? Was this because we won? Does this happen every day? I forgot about that. Okay, well, I guess I'm missing out on free things here. Not terrible, I guess. Okay, so don't forget to do that. Stand on your icon if you won for the day and get your free weapon, because apparently I missed 2 other days of that. Who knew? But I don't know. I like guarding games. I think it's certainly improved from where it was a few years ago, both in terms of, you know, things like armor aesthetics, and then now it has dedicated loot. The farm is pretty good. I like this platinum system and getting these masterworked 4 perked weapons. I like that I'm not doing a crafting grind for it. I like that there is an option for PvP integration. There's very few things I don't like about it. Like, it's not like some amazing event that I'm like dying to run, but it's good. And like, even with other stuff to do in other games now, I'm deep into Jedi Survivor now, and Zelda's about to come out and whatever. I'm still coming back to play this. Like, I am enjoying it to a certain extent. So those are my overall thoughts on Guardian games, and we'll see what else there's to talk about. All these freaking people. Why am I not best in show here? This is disappointing. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.